taking care of business. That's what Missouri has done in this building. Sonny, this has been inarguably one of the better home court advantages in college basketball this year. 7-team home wins. That's the most in the nation.
Well, one of the keys for South Carolina, you cannot turn it over against this Missouri team in this building. Missouri gets off to hot starts, and they must shoot the ball well.
They just do it time after time in this arena. So late shot clock offense for South Carolina. Extra pass up top to Jamari Thomas. That three is offline, and a new 20.
We know this about South Carolina. They have the physicality inside that can rebound and maybe cause Missouri some problems.
And so that is an early first foul on Colin Murray-Boyles there. I thought they might have whistled that one as a tie-up. Instead, it's a foul on the sophomore from Columbia. So Missouri, first time down the floor this side. They average about 84 points per game. It's top 20 in the nation. Their leading scorer, as you mentioned, Mark Mitchell, going for about 14 a game, but it's a bevy of veterans that get it done for the Tigers. Mitchell, Tamar Bates, Caleb Grill, they're all scoring double figures in league play.
And one of the consistent marks of South Carolina has been on the defensive end. No, they've not won any games, but they have been really good.
So, yeah, that is an impressive start if you're South Carolina, picking up right where you left off on Saturday.
And remember, Missouri in this building, hot starts. They blew out Kansas, hot start. We had them against Alabama, a hot start, 12-0. Ole Miss, 14 quick points. I mean, every ball game in this building, they get this crowd going at a fever pitch early.
You know, even getting that first stop on that end, that's something new around here. Here's Lamont Paris, who's starting five. In addition to Murray-Boyles, their starting point guard offensive initiator, Jamari Thomas, he's gone for more than 15 a game his last 8 since returning from the injury, and he'll stay here with 11 on the timer.
Well, right now the key, the ball movement has been good for South Carolina, but Missouri, quick to recover defensively, not many open looks so far.
How are both of these coaches and teams going to defend the big men today?
Well, we'll see. I think they leave them alone, meaning one-on-one. If they get in trouble and get some early baskets, they may double team.
So after Bates knocked that one away, South Carolina will re-trigger. There's Lamont Paris, reigning SEC Coach of the Year. He's the very analytical, thoughtful, very witty head coach. Wow, that is a statement throwdown from Murray-Boyles there. And the sophomore with a monster flush.
Colin Murray-Boyles is a physical guy, likes to pound. Well, sometimes they worry about his energy not being high enough, but when he goes, man, he's not tough.
So he got up there, didn't he? In that first one, little turnaround from Tony Perkins, and the veteran cashes in.
The size advantage for Tony Perkins. So he's not that tall, but he's 6'4", matched up against Jamari Thomas at only 5'11".
Thomas passes up the three, lost the handle. Bates might have knocked it free. Lead feed back to Bates and a throwdown. So that'll ignite the place.
Active hands, active bodies. When they knock it loose, they're on a dead sprint to the other end.
South Carolina, season low 8 turnovers against Texas. As you said, you got to be on guard against this very aggressive Missouri defense.
And that's the way they can win here. They cannot turn it over and get high-quality shots. This guy can deliver shots for you.
That's a high-quality one. Little late whistle. I think it might be the right whistle, and Murray-Boyles will be at the line.
Well, the power of Colin Murray-Boyles, yes, he's a finesse guy too, but powerful inside when he gets it, loves to finish, and that's with authority. On the other end, if you turn it over, it's a track meet. It's a dead sprint, 100-yard dash to the other end. Tamar Bates, who has had a spectacular senior season, off to a good start.
I counted all the passes. There weren't any. That is a quick transition opportunity. Murray-Boyles about 67% at the line. It has been a productive season for the skilled big man. Dennis Gates, 44-year-old from Chicago, led Missouri to the NCAA tournament in his first season 2 years ago. And Sonny, right now, they are very much in position to not just make the NCAA tournament. They're projected as a 5 seed right now, coming down the home stretch. They want to continue to bolster their resume.
Well, think of their wins. Not only did they beat #1 Kansas at the time, good move by Mitchell. But they went to Florida and really dominated the Gators, who are right now a number 1 or 2 seed. And they also beat Alabama in this building, a projected number 1 seed. Missouri's got high hopes when March happens.
Thomas connects from downtown.
A big addition to South Carolina. Jamari Thomas, the transfer from Norfolk State, can catch it and shoot it.
Yeah, very steady, valuable point guard. Oh, that one was knocked free. South Carolina on the move. Murray Boyles up ahead to right. Little ball fake. That one was knocked free. And now Missouri tries to push. There's Trent Pierce. Bounce pass to the corner.
How quickly they get to Bates. 40% three-point shooter.
Very effective from distance. The veteran now is barging into Thomas's sternum. He draws the foul. And so Bates is going to the line where he is pretty much automatic.
Yeah, 93% is Tamar Bates. 50% from the field, 43-point line, above 90 from the free throw line. Spectacular career. Nearly 92% as a career free throw shooter.
He's led the league in free throw percentage now consecutive seasons from right down the road in Kansas City. You know, we see him every game day, and we wonder, how can he be this effective? Look at the bottom statistic right there.
Incredible numbers.
He is chasing that 50, 40, 90 club. Look, if the season ended right now, he'd be the only Missouri Tiger to ever make that club. That's brilliant numbers.
Well, last year was special. This year's even better. Consistent in what he does in his preparation, consistent in what he does with his footwork, balance and rhythm when he shoots the basketball.
It's just a smart play there, by the way. He's been lights out from distance of late. Decided to pass up on the contested three, earns the trip to the free throw line, makes them. Missouri by 1. Early goings. Backdoor cut. That pass was too far for Zach Davis. Given right back. And a scramble. Morris Ugasu into the corner. Davis, he can stretch it. And the junior misfires. Caleb Brill just checked in, number 31 in the white. And blocking foul that time on Davis. That'll take us to our first timeout. So a very competitive start. Missouri by 1 in Columbia.
You win a game, so you're off the snide, so to speak. You come on the road to a nationally ranked team, a Missouri team that is absolutely outstanding in this building, but South Carolina, as they would say, playing with free money. They should be loose, they should be confident. Again, all those close battles are tough when you lose them, but when you finally win, they should be winning. What a great pass by Pierce.
To Mitchell, count it, and the foul.
What an absolute dime by Trent Pierce. Trusting his teammate making the cut, leading him with the pass. Defender can't see the basketball. Pringle can see it at all. Great finish.
You know, Trent Pierce last week in that giant victory against Alabama, 5 assists, 6 points. He did so many good things without having to dominate shots, and so he gets his big man involved early, and the junior, Mark Mitchell, very nimble around the basket.
And Missouri off to a perfect start, 4 of 4 from the field, all 3 free throws made. Boy, smart play by Thomas. Whistle blew, he's going to pass it, put it up to the rim, should go to the free throw line.
Thomas, who made 12 free throws in that victory against Texas. That's a career high for Thomas.
Yeah, they did call him passing the basketball. I thought he made a smart play to get the shot to the rim.
So Mitchell guards the inbounder. Here's Jordan Butler against his old club. Spent his freshman season here a year ago. Could not hit the 3.
And Butler can face up and make some threes out deep.
Perkins, way off that time. He was open.
You don't see that very often by really any of the Missouri shooters. Wide left.
So South Carolina, as you mentioned, playing with some gusto, some mojo after its first SEC win the other day. Remember, they swept Missouri last year, 2 meetings, but everybody did that a season ago.
The ball has not switched sides of the court. Missouri has kept it on this right side.
And so now the shot clock is draining. Quick paint touch. This is Murray Boyles. Goes up, and Murray Boyles somehow is able to compose himself to score it. Missouri quickly the other way. Caleb Grill, first look, drains it for 3.
But Ugasuk was on him. We know what Grill can do, catch and release. moves well without the ball, gets that inside foot planted and goes up quickly. Mizzou is on the backside too late.
And so here's their forte, isn't it? The steal in transition. Perkins couldn't spin it through. And so Perkins plays it back out. Grill refires. Yeah! Timeout, South Carolina.
When Caleb Grill comes in the lineup, you talk about great shooting. I'm going to talk about loud shooting, because when he starts making it, it gets loud no matter what building he's in. Catch it, release, his first two in. Missouri on a roll early. And he's the #1 guy that they talk about on a scouting report from a defensive standpoint. And the reason is, and again, the shots that he hits, I call it loud because there's so much emotion in it. And for his teammates to thrive off it, and they look for it. And in this building, now there could be nights that he doesn't shoot it well. At Arkansas, last game 2 of 12 beyond the three-point line. South Carolina has to match up quickly and see if they can get to him, make him put it on the floor.
Sometimes timing is everything. He certainly has a knack for riling up this crowd in this building. Ben Bozeman's Verdonk, the 5-man out onto the floor. Secures the offensive board. Davis puts it back in.
Davis against his old teammate, Josh Gray. Last year was in South Carolina uniform.
Yeah, Gray, number 33 in the white, didn't play Saturday at Arkansas dealing with the illness, but you're right, spent the last 3 years with South Carolina. So Gamecocks almost took that one away. It looked like Butler had it, and then Bates somehow recovered. Butler's got to deal with Gray now. Gray got smothered. Mitchell, what's he going to do? Kick it back out to Grill.
And Grill wants to shoot it. Great defense by Augusto.
Oh, backdoor cut. That's pretty.
Active movement, even a better pass.
Something to be said about that. Moving without the basketball, relocating. So he now has 8. The marksman from Wichita. Missouri not giving many of these Gamecocks very much room to operate. Grill takes it away. Over to Perkins. Lob it up. Grill finishes. 10 straight for Caleb Grill off the bench. South Carolina must now respond. Jacoby Wright can't hit the 16-footer.
And it's quickly defense to offense, and watch the spacing and watch Grill come off. High screen, he might shoot it again.
That's number 31 in the white. How about Missouri? 8 of 12, pardon me, shooting from the floor. And who was that last touch by? Stays here with Missouri. Oh my goodness. Sonny, he hits his first 4 shots off the bench. He's got 10. And look at the sweet pass. A little how you like me now from the Tigers right out of the gates. And then defense into offense. He's clicking right now.
One of the best basketball games I've covered. Like, just by the quality of play by both teams offensively. Neither team could get a defensive stop when they wanted to. 110-98. You and I sat here and just shook our head and laughed and smiled and said, what a great scene.
Yep.
Keep it going. Fun night.
So that was Missouri's 3rd win against an AP top 5 ranked program. They've only done that one other time in program history, so it ties a record. We'll see if they have the opportunity to get another with the postseason around the corner. Caleb Grill dialed in. That's his first miss after a 4-for-4 start.
And great step out by Pringle. And Pringle, because his size 6'10", right there, made Grill adjust his shot. But if you're watching the TV, keep an eye on Grill on the offensive end of how well he moves without the ball and how he tries to get open. Tough challenge staying with him.
Josh Gray gets tangled up underneath. He goes down. You got the smaller Jamari Thomas on him. Cruz knocks down the wing 3.
Jacob Cruz walks in being extremely confident. Last 4 ball games, 7 of 12 beyond the three-point line.
The redshirt senior from Hilliard, Florida, first season with the program. Boy, as the trust in him only grown as this year has played out. Gives Missouri a quality 15 minutes a game. Davis from the short corner, and Grill comes down with the board. Oh, Cruz open. Another? Yes! Back to back! South Carolina's got to use a second timeout in the first 10 minutes. They are locked in again in this building.
How would you like to have this crew come off the bench? Grill comes in, hits his first bunch. Jacob Crew now hits his first two.
If there's a player that's responsible for
Blockbuster on Saturday, ABC, 1 Eastern, top 20 battle. It is Auburn, who has been the #1 ranked team in America for a month and a half now in Lexington, to face a injury-riddled Kentucky team. Will they have Jackson Robinson and Lamont Butler? We shall see. Auburn having this thriving season. It'll continue.
As strong as the league is, and Auburn is going through this league at an unbelievable pace. Fun to watch.
13-1 record for Auburn, and all they have to do is win 2 of their remaining 4, and they would, at a minimum, share the SEC crown. They win 3, they'll win it outright. So we told you about this big man battle. Colin Murray Boyles for South Carolina. He's got 6. Mark Mitchell has got a couple of baskets, but it is the 3-point shooting for Missouri. Surprise, surprise, has been critical. Oh, the alley-oop to Grill. They're running. They are pouring it on right now. It's a 23-6 Missouri run, and they'll have a chance to build on it after consecutive turnovers.
Totally domination by the Missouri defense. And again, when the turnover happens, it is an absolute sprint to the other end. The athletic ability by Grill. He was a high jumper in high school. Terrific pass right on the money.
Yeah, does it not seem like his 3-point shooting overshadows a lot of other things that he does well?
Well, especially this season because the numbers are so high and because of his ability to catch and release it. But yeah, he's an all-around athlete. Great high school athlete, like I mentioned. State high school champion in high jump.
Well, Missouri is just 1 step ahead right now in all facets. The turnovers are starting to become a problem for South Carolina, giving it away 6 times. Right hand hit. Murray Boyles the stick back.
South Carolina has to become more aggressive at attacking their guy guarding them, the defender. Arkansas attacked Missouri one-on-one, beat that defender, and then made the backside defense play for Missouri.
Oh, maybe like right here, right? Anthony Robinson. That would be the example, no?
Mizzou loves to initiate contact on the offensive end.
South Carolina is 40% from the floor. That's okay. Their opponent's shooting at a much higher rate, though, and SC has given it away too many times. Right can't hit the leaner. Anthony Robinson has his eyes up. Grill, couple of right-hand dribbles. Cut off that time by Arden Conyers.
And every ball handler for Mizzou, when they put it on the floor, they attack the body of the defender.
Should stay here. 8:33 to go in the first. Missouri just went on a 23-6 run to crack this wide open in the early goings.
Great minutes by Josh Gray. Again, a solid defender. You take a look at these numbers.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That says it all. He hit his first 4. 2 of them were threes. You know, and then it's the flip side of his game is, as you mentioned, the deflections leads to a turnover and the immediate runouts. This Missouri team, it is relentless in that regard.
And now they've got Warwick that comes in for Grill. Warwick, big-time scorer, one of the top active scorers in college basketball.
Nowhere to hide. He's a 3-point shooter himself with 2 to shoot. Pierce could not hit the fall away, and Jacoby Wright takes it away from Cruz. So if you're South Carolina, it needs some answers.
And again, 8 minutes to go, plenty of time in the first half. Whittle this thing down. Got to find a confidence level on the offensive end. Missouri's defense right now is the dominating point.
Right, aggressive drive, ball fake, goes up, that's good.
Kind of did his own contact, right?
Yep.
Offensively took it to the defender, finished the play.
So you have got to be physical in this battle today. Should stay here with 7:37 to go. Missouri has thrived in this building this season. Today, no exception to the early goings. Here's the Billy Donovan-led Bulls, by the way.
I don't think the Bulls could shut down this Missouri Tiger team at this point tonight. My goodness.
I was waiting for you. One of us was going to have to go there. Missouri, 60% from the floor, 4 out of 7 from distance. They have been overwhelming on both ends of the floor. Have forced a handful of South Carolina turnovers. And you spotlighted it, using their physicality to their advantage. Pierce, oh, that's a difficult one with the shot clock draining.
A wide variety of guys that can make shots for Missouri.
7 different Tigers have scored in the first 13 minutes. And so that is nothing new. Drive and kick. This is Zach Davis. He responds for 3.
And nice for Zach Davis to hit a shot again. They've got to match up their ability to make shots and then now find a way to get a stop or 2.
Marquez Warwick offline on the 3. And there is a whistle. So it's a nice start for Missouri with the commish in the house, by the way. You saw Greg Sankey walk behind us.
I didn't see him. I'm working.
You trying to say something over here?
No, hey. You're watching the whole scene. I like that. You're watching the whole scene.
I'm lounging already. I'm mailing it in. That's a foul. 6:29 to go here in the first.
And as I look, he's with President Moon Choi of the university system.
Boy, what a fine season it has been for Missouri, this fan base. They have been treated to some brilliant games in this arena, this venue, which is unequivocally one of the better home court advantages in college basketball this season. Davis, watch that one go in and out. That is a strong offensive board for Murray Boyles. Stick back. Lead feed to Grill. Grill drive and kick. This is Bates. Got his feet set and hits the 3.
All right, partner. You score on one end, and your opponent gets it down in about 3.5 seconds and makes a 3-point.
I was going to say, what's that, 4 seconds? And you're taking it out of the basket, too, there in that sequence.
Lamont Paris is just shaking his head.
South Carolina must be aware of the strengths of its opponent today. Davis went to dribble that off his sneaker. Conyers drops it inside, ball on the floor. 4 seconds here. Thomas got a hoist. Thomas gets fouled. And so Jamari Thomas, with a fortuitous whistle there, is going to the line for 3.
What a possession. Zachary Davis dribbled off his foot, picked it up. Colin Murray Boyles dribbled it off his foot. They picked it up, and now here's Bates trying to get in the play defensively. A smart play by Jamari Thomas. He kind of jumped a little bit forward as Bates was crossing his path, picked up the contact.
So South Carolina, you see there, bottom left, it does get to the free throw line quite often. None more so than Thomas, who's top 10 in the league in free throws made. And he was 12 out of 13 at the stripe against Texas. That's a career high. So he's got to convert, though, with his team down by now 14. 5:43 to go in the first. Yeah, these are the free throw rates. Our good friend Ken Palm here calculates how often each team gets to the free throw line. That's relative to the number of shots they take. And so both of these teams, in terms of how often they get to the line, top 10 in the nation.
It talks about their aggressiveness on the offensive end and getting into defenders. Back to who initiates contact. And both of these coaches coach that way, that their teams are aggressive and get to that free throw line.
know, so stop me if you've heard me say this before. What a start for Missouri. Again, they've got the double-digit advantage, 6 out of 10 from distance. They continue to shoot the 3 at a high rate. Mitchell, I mean, just get out of his way. Now Murray Boyles is saying, what's he saying? He did like a Reggie Miller move or something like that. But South Carolina down 15.
And maybe the smart thing he was telling his coach versus telling the official, but it gets to the official in a certain way.
So it has been a double-digit advantage for Missouri since it went on that 23-6 run. Thomas misfires.
I thought Thomas would make that after you go to the free throw line and make 2 free throws. Usually shooters make that next shot.
That's too easy right now for Missouri.
Yeah, South Carolina not only not getting back, but if they get back, they're losing where the ball is and losing where the men are. Missouri simply picking them apart.
Hey, that's a 47-foot assist there from Mitchell to Perkins. Now Murray Boyles, he is working his tail off underneath. But they are trading baskets right now.
Kevin, keep an eye on when Colin Murray Boyles is around the rim, how many bodies are not around the rim. He's physical, and he gets players away from him.
Very skilled big man who has got the, no doubt, NBA upside. A lot of front offices at the next level interested in number 30. Mitchell going back to work it. Mark Mitchell saying, you know, take a look over here as well.
What Mitchell does, besides his aggressiveness, is how patient he is when he has the basketball and plays off 2 feet in the lane. A lot of ball fakes, and he hesitates and waits till he can explode and make that play.
So he has 9 on 4 of 5 shooting. Murray Boyles with 12. So the big men living up to the hype. And Gray with the board.
And Missouri will have numbers now if they push it.
Wow, South Carolina lagging here. Jacob Cruz, fall away, a bit strong. Who wants it? Ball still free. Conyers had to take it away. And then a foul. It's on Josh Gray. You see the disgust. He hangs his head. That's the first foul in the 5th-year senior. All is going well, though, for Gray against his former team. And why is that important? Top 4 get the double bye in the SEC tournament in a couple of weeks.
And in this league, it'd be nice to rest for a couple days at trying to win the SEC tournament. We've said it before, it won't be harder than to win the NCAA tournament, but you might play higher ranked teams in the SEC tournament than you face in the NCAA run.
By the way, you see a 4th loss there for Florida. That one just went final. Georgia takes down the Gators in Athens. You know, we were talking about that, last week. They play better, Georgia does at home. And they take out Florida today, scored 88 against the Gators.
I like the Georgia team, and maybe they're a year away, but they're young, energetic. They've got good players. And I think the more time they spend together, this is the backcourt 2nd year together, sprinkling a few guys out of the transfer portal, and that's why they could win, and they played well.
Meanwhile, in Como, the time is now, it feels like. This veteran, mature, deep, connected rotation and roster. Murray Boyles going to the line, count that basket. So another strong move for the sophomore. He has got 14.
And let's emphasize Colin Murray Boyles' ability to, A, take care of any physical bodies in his way, and B, have the finesse around the rim to finish the play. Special player, special talent.
Double-double, a 20-point double-double in the win Saturday against Texas. And so Lamont Butler, you know, almost tongue-in-cheek goes, you know, that's the sort of takeover we want from Colin Murray Boyles, and we're seeing that early on. He's 6 of 6 from the floor.
He now has to have help from his teammates. They've got to find ways to get defensive stops. Missouri running what they want to run, getting shots they want to shoot.
63% from the floor on this end for the Tigers. I mean, that is lights out. Robinson, crossover, puts up the 3, and he gets fouled. Robinson has 3 at the line. And 2nd on Davis.
And again, frustrating for a coaching staff. You don't mind if a guy takes a step back 3. Robinson's a good shooter, not a great shooter.
And Lamont Paris, certainly you would expect, not terribly pleased with the start. This team has been down double digits for much of this first half. So our ESPN Thursday primetime women's hoops doubleheader starts at 7 Eastern. UNC, Duke, top 20 battle. The rivalry gets things started. And then South Carolina is in Oxford to face Ole Miss. Coverage gets started at 7 on ESPN, the app, anywhere. Will be a good one on Thursday.
How about the year Anthony Robinson has had for Dennis Gates? Now in his sophomore season, nearly 10 points a game, leads the team in assists over 3, steals over 2. Consistent game in, game out, and really sets the tone for Missouri on the defensive end because he's a terrific on-ball defender.
He is top 25 in the nation in steals. His growth and maturity, the biggest reasons why he has taken that big step forward. Murray Boyles spins by him. So how about the athleticism right there on display?
Well, he spun Tony Perkins out top. And you get a feeling that none of the Missouri guys want to get in his way. Physical, strong, tough.
That's what we call a business decision, I suppose. So he averages 16 a game. He's got 17 on 7 of 7 shooting in the first. Mitchell can't respond. So these two big guys have come to play. Now, even despite everything Murray Boyles has done, he left his feet, thought that Ugasuk was going to flare. And so that's travel.
Watch the spin move. It's Anthony Robinson, one of the best defenders. And then nobody wants to get in the way of that movement. As you said, pretty good business decision.
Well, Lamont Paris, remember, he joked earlier. He goes, look, there are guys that are strong. Okay, they can push some weight around in the weight room. But Murray Boyles is just powerful when he's around the rim. What does he mean by that?
Well, it's not about moving the weight, right? It's just the way he uses his body. Like this guy uses body. Grill normally makes that shot.
That's his first. No, that's the second miss from distance. He's 2 out of 4 from deep.
But when you watch right now, Colin Murray Boyles is kind of riled up. Get him the basketball in positions where he can score.
That position for a moment. He's on the block. He's got the smaller, leaner Cruz on him, right? He can hit this. That's a straight-on 3. Just everything would go down, and now numbers.
And those are the shots you have to make because Colin Murray Boyles is now being double-teamed.
Missouri by 15. It has led by as many as 17. It's a blocking foul on South Carolina. In a very impressive first half for the Tigers in their building.
Aggressive attack. Put it on the floor. Mark Mitchell, one of the better in the SEC, drawing contact.
Robinson's going to have to get rid of it. Finds Grill. Quick trigger. Yes. Boy, that is hard to defend.
Yeah, tough to stop. He's got great size. 6'3". Moves well without the basketball. Can go in a dead sprint. Plant that inside foot. Go straight up. Make shots. Look at all eyes on Colin Murray Boyles. Almost double, triple team. Guys are waiting for him to go.
Thomas, backdoor cut, goes up. Was looking for contact and draws the foul. Jamari Thomas back at the line. That's the first personal on Tony Perkins. That says it all. A perfect start from the floor for Colin Murray Boyles. And you said it before. He's got a little edge to him tonight. Locked in, but the complementary scoring is not quite there like it was Saturday against Texas for the game.
Yeah, the tough part about it, when he becomes aggressive in an attacking mode, and the last time down Missouri doubled it, and when he kicks it, his teammates have to make shots. When they're open, they've got to deliver. This is a team that struggles. South Carolina, home and away, is way different. 11 points less on the road. 5 percentage points less field goal percentage.
It's a stark difference there. Oh, Cruz was active on the baseline, tapped it in. Jacob Cruz with 8, averages 5 a game, so that's some nice contributions there from your bench players in the first. Jamari Thomas draws the foul again. We were telling you, he's very clever around the rim.
And two of the point guards going at each other. Robinson on one end, attack Thomas. Thomas comes back and attacks Anthony Robinson. Gets contact, makes the bucket.
You know, remember Thomas last year, MEAC Player of the Year at Norfolk State, scored almost 20 a game, so very accomplished at the lower level. Hits the portal. Greensboro, North Carolina native. Joins this Gamecocks team. Lamont Paris looking for someone to replace Talon Cooper. He has been steady.
He had the injury early and missed 4 SEC games. And in his 10 SEC games that he's played, 8 times in double figures. More of a scoring type point guard than necessarily a penetrating kick type point guard.
So he has 9, Sonny, in the first half. 4 out of 6 from the line. So he has a knack for getting there. Missouri with 50 points again in the first half. Look out, here's Mitchell. 52 now, 6 seconds on the clock. Thomas eyes up, checks the timer with 2, puts it up, that rolls through. And that could be maybe a very important one for South Carolina, depending on how this second half goes. That said, it is a 15-point lead for the Tigers. Double-digit advantage for much of that period. And the grill factor, he's got 10 or more here, and Missouri 10-0 when he scores 10 plus in a game. So halftime report will get going after this in Columbia. There's a comfort that comes with knowing your role, knowing that the staff trusts you in your role, and you've got the, as you mentioned, green light behind you to excel in that role.
So the Gamecocks have to get these first 4 minutes, find a way to get 2 or 3 or 4 stops, get buckets on the other end.
Now Perkins using that big body to try to shoulder away Thomas. That's a couple of drives and kicks now. Perkins open. Perkins goes up. Score it. Missouri getting to that paint and wreaking havoc.
Physical, tough, liking contact.
You know, Perkins is someone that we probably, for better, for worse, I don't want to say overlooked. There's 3 other double-figure scorers. Perkins, here's a guy who's excelled the last couple of years at Iowa, was a double-figure scorer a season ago. Been unselfish, taking on a little less of a scoring role, although maybe not tonight. Perkins, not that time.
So think of Perkins, one of 4 Hawkeyes at Iowa, career 1,100 points, 375 rebounds, 300 assists, 130 steals. Roy Marble, Jeff Warner, Kevin Boyle. Kevin Boyle led Hawkeyes in the 1980 Final Four, so he's a great class up there at Iowa Hawkeye, and has brought his expertise and his veteran leadership here to Mizzou.
Another turnover. He's kind of a what do you need guy, Tony Perkins. I do a little bit of this.
I tell you what, there's a trust by the coaching staff with Tony Perkins in games late when the ball's in his hands.
Anthony Robinson, the bullseye in the flush. If you're South Carolina, this is not the time to mail it in here. It's a 19-point cushion for the Tigers, though. Largest lead of the night. So they got to display some fight. Bounce pass, Nick Pringle, and it knocked away. Good sleight of hand, and it will stay here.
Well, Ant Robinson is using his physicality. They are dominating. Watch the hand. He gets around, uses it to push away. Goes down the middle and finishes. Nobody behind him, but out front, can't get beat off the ball, no matter what it is.
Murray Boyles remains perfect. He's 8 out of 8.
It's impressive. Uses his body. Contact doesn't matter. Softness of his hands.
13 straight games now for CMB in double figures. He's on the verge of his 9th 20-point game. Again, he has flourished this season as the #1 guy in his sophomore season. Robinson has consecutive buckets.
And Robinson's got to be careful. The stiff arm is probably going to get called sooner or later.
He has utilized that to his advantage, put it that way tonight. Little cut to the rim. Wright had it knocked away. There's Robinson again with the great sleight of hand. Here's Bates. Oh! Monster throwdown! Get out of his way! Whoa!
Tamar Bates plays this season as though he was frustrated about what happened a year ago. Wow. Tigers on a roll.
How would you describe his leap this season?
Well, there's a step, obviously, from your freshman and sophomore year where your confidence level goes up. From the start of the year, the coaching staff, Dennis Gates and his staff, gave him the basketball out front. Tony Perkins was hurt early in the season, so more minutes for Anthony Robinson, more attempts at possessions, right? More responsibility. And I think the trust that the coaches have on the defensive end is one thing. Now you have to have trust on the offensive end. And he continues to get better, stronger with the ball, making plays for himself and teammates, and the confidence is at a high level.
Yeah, that confidence is critical, and you saw the numbers too. It's just he's a bit more efficient in everything, a more efficient shooter. Turnovers are down. Dennis Gates, he has joked at a couple of points this season. Said Anthony Robinson a little more coachable this year. Last year he used to call home, complain when things didn't go his way. This year he doesn't do that. And so he has excelled in this role after that South Carolina turnover. Here's Mizzou. They were up 15 at the break. They've already started the second half on an 8-2 run, so +6 there. 21-point cushion. And almost through there. Perkins misfired at the rim. Largest advantage of the evening for the Tigers that dominate teams in this building. Wright can't hit the three. Foul underneath. It's a foul on Missouri.
South Carolina, one of the weaknesses they have, there's a few this year, but they don't get a lot of easy baskets. They did against Texas. They got the ball out and advanced it up the court. Even tonight, if they get a miss, it's advanced more sideways. It's not going up the court. They've got to find some way to get some easy hoops, easy buckets. Get back in this game.
Murray Boyles has the 19 now. Jamari Thomas, the man right here with it. He's got 11. Most of his production coming at the line. Bounce pass back to Pringle. It's a little give and go that time. And Nick Pringle, who normally gets to the free throw line often, will visit the stripe for the first time tonight. That's the third foul on Tamar Bates. So Caleb Brill is ready to check in for Missouri. Morris Ugasuk will do the same for the Gamecocks.
South Carolina needs the production of Nick Pringle. Very quiet night so far.
Even on the glass as well, just the 2 rebounds. Pringle, one of the more reliable rebounders for South Carolina, 6 a game, second behind Murray Boyles.
A member of the Alabama Final Four squad a year ago.
That's right.
Back to his home state to play his grad year at the University of South Carolina.
5th-year senior from Seabrook, South Carolina. He started at Wofford, then did a season of junior college ball in Kansas, Bama last year. Back to South Carolina. Just saw Josh Gray check in. Missouri happy to have him back in the rotation. Remember, he was out with the illness on Saturday, the 8-point loss to Arkansas. Mitchell, little ball fake, driving in on Pringle, goes up with the left. The lefty can't score it. And here comes South Carolina. Nice pass that time from Wright to Pringle, and Nick Pringle going right back to the free throw line.
And probably a good foul by Grill. Pringle looked like he had an easy lane to an easy 2 points. Grill fouls him, makes Pringle go earn the 2 at the free throw line. First time that we've really seen South Carolina attack, right? They got the rebound, and it's a dead sprint.
Missouri has had the foot on the gas for, better said, had the foot on the gas for the entirety of that first 20 minutes. And they got off to the 8-2 start here. And so South Carolina must find a way to respond.
Well, we've seen it all season. You go on the road and you get down. It's a tough mountain. You climb it, and you might not get all the way over the top. Florida tonight at Georgia, right? They got to the top of the mountain, could get over the top. Georgia still wins that game.
Pocket pass to Mitchell, picks up the dribble, flings it back out to Perkins. So he does the same, 10 on the timer. Mitchell got fouled that time. So the aggressive, strong take. He draws the personal. And that's the second on Jamari Thomas. Hey, it's tough to win on the road in this league. It's even tougher to win on the road here. Missouri 17-1 in this building. Most home wins in college basketball this year, tied for it.
And it took an outstanding A&M team to come in here defensively and be great. And then Wade Taylor doing what Wade Taylor did, knocked in a bomb to win that game.
Yeah, the game winner, that's the difference between Missouri. Game winner in a 67-64 ball game a month ago. That's the difference between perfect at home and 17-1. But partner, we were here a week ago. It was a thrilling win, maybe the most notable home win of the season last week against Alabama. Top 5 Crimson Tide team comes rolling in. They score 110 against Bama.
Interesting matchup when Colin Murray-Boyles catches the ball. Really, all eyes are on him for this Missouri defense.
Lucas follows his own miss, so a new 20. Butler just checked in. This is Jordan Butler. Getting somebody to bail out.
And getting some love from the Missouri fans.
It's not quite a warm reception to return to the place where he started his college career. Thomas gets it back and somehow spins it back in. That was Perkins who blocked the shot. Thomas stuck with it. So nice job there.
Pretty good job by Thomas to stay with it. Perkins has been pretty aggressive on both ends of the floor.
We've got a pair of guys on the floor right now that are playing their former teams. Lob it up to right, and he finishes. So that was Murray-Boyles who found him. The other being Josh Gray, wore the South Carolina uniform last 3 years.
And Josh Gray was very valuable to that team last year that went to the NCAA tournament, lost in the first round to Oregon, and as he transferred here to Missouri, has been very valuable for Dennis Gates. Veteran player, handles everything inside, good rebounder, terrific defender out top.
Josh Gray, perhaps saying to himself, I'm the missing ingredient. This is Grill, knocks down another. Just too much space, and he made South Carolina pay.
It is an absolute pure stroke when he's got it going.
At 25 in this building last week in that giant win against Alabama. He's got 17 now to lead all Tiger scorers. Butler just blanketed the last couple of times he touched the basketball, last 2 possessions. Lucas wasn't looking for the shot, and so instead it'll be on Thomas's shoulders here. Bounce pass down to Murray-Boyles. He goes up and through some contact finishes.
It's just actually amazing how he gets his body in, and then he's got the ability to use soft hand, soft finish, even though it's a rough shot that he's trying to attempt.
And so now it's another 20-point game, by the way, for Murray-Boyles. The problem for South Carolina, they have just not been able to turn the water off here on this end of the floor. The waterfall continues.
And no answers. Great pass by Josh Gray.
More like an avalanche, perhaps. There's a basket at the rim here for CMB, so he just continues to pour it in. 23.
Yeah, 10 of 11 from the field.
Well, we'll talk about his pro upside here in this second half. We've got plenty to fill you in on in terms of that. A sophomore from Columbia. This is a really inspiring story. Perkins score it. Tony Perkins has been a little bit more aggressive of late. And the veteran from Indianapolis is at the line when we return. 20-point cushion for the Tigers. What do you think his upside looks like at the next level?
I was talking to an agent who's at the game today, and we were in discussion about thoughts on Colin Murray. Boy, he's told me, he said there's kind of a variety of people who some like, some not as much. Love maybe for him to stay another year, get coaching in the college level.
Yep.
But he also said when you start narrowing it down and you get past the early picks of the lottery, then it's what is a need for a team? And so I'm sure Colin Murray-Boyles will sit down with his people and take a look at things and his coach and see what the NBA's thinking and discuss all that, but he is a terrific talent.
Murray Boyles got fouled that time by Gray, so he is headed to the free throw line. You know, we had this very, very interesting discussion with Lamont Paris about a lot of the points that you just brought up. I think we all know his skill. He's got nice touch around the rim, can take advantage of angles and spacing, but that whether to go, not to go, it's an interesting science, isn't it? You know, if you know you're a guaranteed lottery pick, for example, well, that's a pretty good thing to cash in on. If not,
that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
If not, now with NIL, you can go back, get paid to be at South Carolina, continue to develop, and work on in the summer things that don't translate yet to that next level.
Yeah.
Jump shot, move up, move shooting. He's got all the other things and all the other tools.
Gray was wide open there. Anthony Robinson stuck with it, and he found the big man.
Yeah, Robinson took the bump out front, no whistle, and he still made the play.
It's been a physical day today at the old office here for both of these teams.
The old-fashioned little bumps now and then aren't whistled, are they?
This time of year just means more time in the ice bath, perhaps post game.
Wow, yeah. Good steal by Cruz, knocked it back in play.
Now, how about just his ascension, if you will, as a really reliable reserve, someone whose minutes just continue to grow. He has developed nicely, fifth-year senior, first year at this level, and so they do finally whistle Butler for the foul. He was hounding Robinson. Butler's sitting there going, well, he didn't call it the last time, so might as well try.
Well, Josh Gray gets an easy one here. Nobody around him. Good find by his sophomore Ant Robinson, nicknamed the Horse.
Yeah. It's been a big lead for Missouri just about all game outside of the first couple of minutes. Cruz pulls it. Cruz can't hit, and Pringle secures it. Missouri went on that pretty emphatic 23-6 run. Remember, about the midway portion of the first half, and they've never looked back. Conyers left that short, did follow it. And here we go. Quick lead feed. Grill with his eyes up. South Carolina with some good transition defense that time. Nothing much for Mizzou. Pringle looked like he got elbowed there inadvertently from Mitchell. You got to stick with the play. Cruz, so he takes advantage of South Carolina being almost basically a man down there. Pringle got elbowed inadvertently in the face, and Missouri makes them pay. 23-point cushion for the home team. Just one shooter tonight because they're all making a buck. Caleb Grill leading the way for Missouri once again. He's got a team-high 20 points, 4 of 6 from distance.
You know, he walked into the first half. This is coming off a tough performance Saturday night at Arkansas, only 2 of 12 beyond the three-point line, but he walked in, made shots early and often. You go 8 for 10 from the field, 4 of 6 beyond the three-point line. He also has a couple assists, 3 steals on the defensive end.
Yeah, he is one of the more effective three-point shooters in the league. For a long time, there was leading the league in three-point shooting. A lot of folks have enjoyed watching this prolific season. We're throwing it back to your All-American season. I mean, the last time we saw somebody shooting, putting up numbers like this, you went 50% from the floor, 87% at the stripe, 17 a game that year.
I'm trying
the
to think,
Big 8 champs.
Am I dunking that one on the right? I don't know what I'm doing with that. But
could be a block, could be a layup, could be a whole bunch of things there.
Well, I will say this. Caleb Grill brings unbelievable excitement when he walks, especially in the home court, when he walks into the building and gets into the lineup. Now, he's done it on the road, too. He did it at Mississippi State. He did it at Florida, where he just absolutely, I call it loud jump shots because it's only 3 points when he makes a three, but it feels like 4 or 5 points because of the momentum he gives his teammates.
Of increased value in here. I think I feel like you would have shot 45% from distance that season. You can thank the Big 8 for
they voted. Yeah. 7 of the teams voted no my senior year for that three-point
maybe
line.
putting it into that. That's no fun.
Heck with all those Big 8 schools.
Oh, here's an easy lob. Mark Mitchell just could not stuff it down there for Perkins. I mean, this has been a systematic, use the word surgical, kind of dismantling today with 7.5 to go. 30-point cushion.
Pretty cool
for
play,
Mizzou.
and a pretty cool play designed by the sideline for Missouri on the last time out to get the easy, looked like what was going to be an easy finish for Mark Mitchell. They just did not connect.
You know, and like you said, Grill gets the attention. We get it for obvious reasons. Remember, we brought this up earlier as well. Tamar Bates, there's another pure shooter. 50, 40, 90 club this season. So the quality scorers and shooters, just ball players in general, up and down this 11, 12, 13-man rotation at times for Missouri. So right now, you know, we update folks. We've got a couple of weeks left in the regular season, or better said, only three games remaining after tonight in the regular season. Then Nashville the week of March 12th.
How would you like to match up against this Missouri team in round 2 of the NCAA tournament?
Yeah.
You only have one day to prepare.
Yeah, and remember, they're slotted right now, according to Joe Lunardi, he's the bracketology expert, as a 5 seed. Joe's, you know, pretty on the money with this stuff year after year. Time Grill just stronger on the dribble handoff, and just taking it away from South Carolina. That's really easy. 22 points now for Grill.
Older, more physical, tougher, just part of it. He's been around a long time.
24-year-old from Wichita has excelled. But does that not factor into the point you just brought up? Look at Bates. Oh, it's another coast-to-coast throwdown. He's into double figures, becomes the 6th Tiger with 10 or more tonight.
I think Mr. Bates is tired of us talking about just him being a pure shooter.
Yeah.
He's tomahawked a couple with that left hand.
Yeah, there's a couple of rim rattlers. He's nearly pulled the whole backboard down on a couple of occasions. Boy, they're really feeling it now. Missouri is. And how could you not? On the verge of another 90-point game. Mitchell stretching it down and out. But so, as you mentioned, Missouri projected 5 seed right now. So, right, who would you play in the second round? You would then be matched up, most likely, against a 4 seed. This is a veteran 4 or 5 seed you could be facing.
Well, take a look at Tamar Bates. We talked about 50, 40, 90, but how about a tomahawk? Right around former teammate Jordan Butler. Butler played here a year ago and was on the team with Tamar Bates. Bates looked at him and gave him a little nod.
Almost got whacked by the way on the back of the head there, bottom of the backboard. Butler may get a basket here back inside the arena he played in a season ago.
It'd be interesting if Jordan Butler could develop. We know he's a good face-up shooter. Add a little toughness to his game, but he's got some offensive ability to do some things.
There's Perkins again.
It's an absolute, the physicality of the backcourt of Missouri. They punish people as they dribble.
Scott, the freshman, just got swallowed up. Ugasuk takes it away and throws it down. It's just been an off night for South Carolina. Blocking foul, and Gray heads to the free throw line. So Missouri very much what we were talking about the NCAA tournament. With a win tonight, Missouri would get to 10-5, and of course very much remains in the conversation for a top 4 seed in the SEC tournament in Nashville.
And their schedule remaining would be they travel to Vanderbilt, tough matchup this Saturday. Then next week at Oklahoma, they finish up with Kentucky. So 3 games that they feel they need to win.
Well, everybody's chasing down Auburn in this SEC race. I don't know if a team is going to catch them. Our Sonic Blockbuster Saturday on ABC features the top-ranked Tigers in Lexington, to face the 17th ranked Wildcats. So you catch that one on ABC. So Auburn's 13-1 in league play. All they have to do is win 2 of their final 4, and they'll at a minimum there share for the SEC title. I would say that's fairly likely based on the way they've played.
Yeah, fairly likely because of how good Auburn is. Best team in college basketball. Veteran group, they shoot it well, they're physical inside. Janai Brooke could be the player of the year. More than likely, I think will be the player of the year, but there'll be votes other way.
Cooper Flagg, the other guy in the conversation there. Now Duke is so we talk about the 1 seeds. And Auburn, of course, is the projected top seed of the NCAA tournament. Duke is right there behind them. Okay, Alabama, another projected 1 seed. And that has been a conversation now for the last month or so. Will the SEC as a conference have 3 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament?
It did not help tonight that Florida lost to Georgia. Last night was a big win by Houston on the road at Texas Tech. Kelvin Sampson's got another great team for the Cougars.
Oh, that's a big time road win. Top 10 road win in Lubbock.
Yes. Think of what Houston has done in the Big 12. Last 2 years have come in and won the league. Or lead the league this year, but that's won it last year. That league that was totally dominated by the Kansas Jayhawks over the years.
You know, and it's a story now that has been told with greater and growing frequency as Houston sustains this high level of success. But boy, that was, let's call it, not the most desirable job at one point in the not too recent past. And Kelvin Sampson and that staff have totally reinvigorated and changed the perception of that program from a national prestige standpoint. And you're right on. After that win, Joe Lunardi slides them up onto the 1 line.
Well, there's not many in the country that play with the physicality that the Cougars of Houston play with. They rebound, they defend, and Kelvin always has a guy that can make big shots. LJ Cryer is the man this year.
But Tennessee, on the SEC side, Tennessee and Florida, they are the likeliest, as Pierce nails another 3, 95 counting for Missouri. Those two seem the likeliest to remain in contention as well, to be on the 1 line.
And we've seen Tennessee, if Tennessee scores the ball like they can, they're a a 1 type seed only because of how they play. I don't know if they can get that high, but if you keep winning, and then you get the SEC tournament, who wins that thing?
It's going to be a rugged war. Here's Missouri, John. 62% from the floor in the first half. They have shot better from the floor in this second, just pouring it on. 65% from the floor in the second half. A lot of these shots at the rim. Warwick lost it, so South Carolina will recover and come back the other way. 110 6 days ago in this building against Alabama. They got 95 and counting here with 2:40 to go. That's a foul, and so that'll take us to our final timeout. Mizzou pouring it in once again at home. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball. How strong is it? What's it looking like? So these are numbers that the selection committee weighs heavily. Your net ranking, what you do against what we like to call quad 1 teams. That just means really strong basketball teams across the nation. So you crunch the data. And Joe Lunardi, who's
pretty good.
Normally, who's normally very accurate on this stuff. He has him slotted as a 5 seed here and the 18th overall seed in the NCAA tournament if it started today.
Yeah, and there's a lot of work left, right?
Yeah.
There's 3 regular season games left, and then you've got the tournament in Nashville. Like I said, think of that tournament in Nashville, the ranked teams of the SEC that you have to play to try to win that tournament. Wow, it's crazy.
So it's funny because often I've mentioned, well, you know, so-and-so team is in the running to be a top 4 seed, get that double bye. You know, how helpful will that be? That your first opponent, as you mentioned there, it is going to be a rugged route, even for the teams that get that bye to the quarterfinals, and it always typically is. However, this season perhaps a bit of an exception, considering the talent, the depth of talent on just about every single roster. And so after the make here, I think Dennis Gates is going to start to bring in some of the walk-ons. Jeremy Sanchez.
Captain Jeremy Sanchez.
That's right. And if Sanchez got a smile on his face, he is enjoying the reception.
He played for Dennis Gates at Cleveland State.
Yep. Connor Boateng on the floor. So if anybody's keeping tabs, the point total watch for Jeremy Sanchez, he's trying to get on the board this season. The crowd starts to chant his name. That is an indicator of just how much this one has been in hand for Missouri. Sonny, 15-point lead at the break. That has doubled to 30. This has just been an incredibly efficient and overwhelming performance by Missouri, who continues to trample teams in this building.
They have a tendency to leave no doubt when a team walks away from here.
Yeah. Bozeman's Verdun with the little turnaround. So for South Carolina, again, coming off that victory against Texas on Saturday, they finally got the weight off their shoulders. After 13 straight SEC losses, many of them very tight against very quality opponents, they were dominant in that Texas win. Tonight, an off night.
And they'll go back home. They've got Arkansas, Georgia coming up, the next two ball games. They'll finish their season on March 8th at Tennessee, which got 2 home games. They'll regroup after this one. Coach of the year last year, Lamont Paris.
Scott couldn't hit. And Missouri is going to go on the road this upcoming week. They're at Vanderbilt, at Oklahoma, and then finish at home today. March 8th against Kentucky. That's a foul on Bozeman's Verdun. This was pretty impressive tonight.
Yeah, it was Missouri. Good. And again, from the start, South Carolina had the first minute and a half of this game. Made a shot, did some things. But total domination by this Missouri team, especially shooting the basketball.
All right, Sanchez is going to try to go into takeover mode here. Flings it to the corner. This is T.O. Barrett, and the freshman couldn't finish. Aiden Shaw throws it down on the follow. They'll get another opportunity.
And they're at point 99, so looking for another bucket.
Sanchez has got it. And then Conyers found Sanchez. Sanchez was chasing after Conyers. Doug Schaus says, hey, let's just cool it down here. We don't want any craziness in the final minute.
That was an odd, frustrating foul.
But Sanchez is going to the line. He's got a chance to get his first points of the year and put Missouri over 100 for a second straight home game. Oh, 40 seconds to go.
Now, he had 10 starts under Dennis Gates at Cleveland State, 36 games played.
There's Shaw underneath, ball fake, there's 100. They wanted it, and they got it tonight. Conyers going to the line with 23 seconds to go. This has been and will be just an overwhelming, emphatic, just systematic victory for Missouri.
It's clinical. I mean, as good as Missouri can play, they played tonight, both ends of the floor. Shooting percentage is off the chart.
Better than 60% from the floor in both halves no less. They're 64% from the field now, 11 of 19 from distance. They've only missed 2 free throws. And then they forced 15 South Carolina turnovers as well. And so, I think Jeremy Sanchez will dribble this one out. He might be the only disappointed Tiger, by the way. But nonetheless, it's a 30-point blowout win for Missouri. They remain nearly unbeatable in this arena. And for a second straight home game, they go over 100, 101-71. Largest SEC victory in over a decade.
You know, the ability to put your team, and we'll almost call it showtime in this building, right? To have your guys ready to play on a high level defensively, but it has been the offensive end, the conversion of steals to the other end, and the ability to make shots game after game in this building.
It's and then just from so many reliable sources. 6 different Tigers players scored 10 or more. That is incredibly impressive. Just shows you and speaks to the prowess offensively that you're talking about. So Dennis Gates and the staff, they're going to be happy campers tonight. Oh, by the way, Caleb Grill, who led the Tigers with 22 today, he will join us in just a few moments to break this one down. You know, last week it was 110 against the 4th-ranked Crimson Tide. Got up big early and ultimately beat them by double digits. Tonight, very similar situation, Sonny. Got up double digits in the first half, went on that 23-6 run after the game was kind of competitive back and forth in the first 5-6 minutes, and they just never looked back from there.
You know, partner, you and I we may be averaging 100 points together in Mizzou Arena.
Yeah.
These games that we do, and Caleb Grill's going to join us
after his 22-point ball game here. So 22 today for Caleb Grill. That's 6 days removed from going for 25 against Alabama in this building. Yeah, I bet you're having fun looking at some of these numbers. Like, we were talking about it, Caleb. Thanks for joining us, by the way. It felt almost systematic tonight, this beatdown. Everybody excelling, no plays off, overwhelming on both ends of the floor. Did it feel that way, and why today?
We just really wanted to get back to who we were, and that's what we kind of did going after the Arkansas game. We kind of got away from who we are versus Arkansas, and coming into these next couple of days of practice to prepare for South Carolina, we just wanted to get back and see who we were. And on the offensive end, we played physical. The defensive end, we played physical. You know, Murray Boyles was really hard to keep off the glass. I mean, I feel like he scored every time he touched the ball. But other than that, I thought we had a really solid job on defense as well.
Hey, Caleb, give me the mindset of a shooter that comes off the bench. I think you're different than you've played in your entire career, correct? You now, it's changed a little bit. And you come in as an offensive weapon, but what's the mindset?
Well, honestly, I just want to come in with the impact of, you know, bringing energy off the bench. And I think that's more important than anything, is because when we come off the bench, we got to provide a spark. And, you know, there's multiple ways of doing that. You can do it by rebounding, getting out in the lane, deflecting passes, getting steals, and doing things like that. So I really want to do things like that to help impact our team, and then on offense just cutting and moving at a very fast and very efficient pace. And that's one thing I've been really working on, trying to get open. And I just try to help others get open as well by making those cuts and just trying to set screens for others. And just, I feel like if I keep doing that, it'll help free me more space up on the offensive end.
Luckily, these guys find you.
Yeah,
when you're when you're trying to get open. A good job of doing this with a straight face, by the way. Just not symbolic for the performance that it was tonight for Missouri. Felt like a team win. Everybody getting involved today.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a complete team effort. I mean, I think that's what's most difficult to beat us when you look at it. I mean, you know, I had 22, but I couldn't do it without, you know, Anthony Robinson's 8 assists, and he added 14 points to that. Tamar, 11 points. Trent, 9. Tony, 13. Mark, 13. Jacob 10. I mean, it's just when we're clicking like that, shooting 63 from the field, 57 from 3, 83 from the line, I just think that makes us really tough to beat.
All right, well, one last comment, because we're coming down the stretch. We're about to flip the calendar now to March. What is the upside for this group come postseason? What do you think?
I don't think we've played our best game yet. I don't think we've found our best rhythm yet. And I think we find that stretch coming forward. Each game we get a little bit better. Like we had a little step back, but then we kind of got back. We kind of got back to who we were tonight. So we just got to keep continuing to stack days like that. I think we gave up too many offensive rebounds tonight, too many second chance points.
I think you got your own theme song, by the way.
No, sorry, I'm kind of having a hard time focusing right now, to be honest with you. But
great game. I mean a great game, and hey, good luck the rest of the way.
No, I thank you guys. I appreciate it.
22 points for him and 101 for this group, by the way. Today.
Yeah, here we go.
They're now 18-1 on the season, and then
you guys
let them talk about everybody else, right?
Yep.
As opposed to the Missouri Tigers that keep winning. Good stuff tonight,
thank
my
you.
friend.
Appreciate it. Thank
Congrats.
You. Yeah,
Missouri
thank you.
now 18-1 in this building. Most home wins in college basketball, and it's a statement. 101 tonight. Their fourth 100-point scoring game of the season.